This is the story of a young man who lost it all. He lost his work, his health, his mind. For years, he'd lie dormant with nowhere to turn but the empty pages in a notebook. And now, almost 2 years and over a half-dozen iterations later, he must turn all of this material into a grand story. So, why a novel? I began developing this story idea during my time living in Atlanta. I was too busy with my work and had no time left in my day for any kind of artistry, and definitely not to produce another short film. Anyway, I eventually got very sick. I moved out of Georgia and landed in the hospital. For the first month, I couldn't do anything. I was in bed, unable to even think without getting a migraine for an entire day. Then the second month, I started to have little moments throughout the day where I was able to use my brain. A little bit, not very much, but just a little bit. And anytime that I got a little surge of brain power, I used it to throw up ideas on my window. And that right there was where the obsession with this story began. As the next 2 years of recovery went by, I wrote a 6-episode limited series out of the project. For a while there, I was developing it as a feature film too. Hell, I even entertained the idea of writing and illustrating a comic book out of this story. This idea has had so many different faces and iterations over the years. And every iteration, I saw just how impossible it would be for me to tell the complete story and scope of this idea. But I wasn't ready to scrap the idea. I recalled the book that I'd written the year before as a mental exercise to get out of writer's block. I never intended to publish it. But I remembered how fun it was to write, and it was fun to read back. It was far from perfect, but it was something. And that's when I thought to myself, okay, I think I'll be okay just making a short film if I can still tell the complete story in a novel. And that is when the idea had cemented itself. The autumn began to roll in. I started a new treatment which had improved my health dramatically. So I decided I'd finally scheduled a writing retreat that I'd been wanting to do with a buddy of mine for a while now. I'm filling up gas. You have no idea how much I hate gasoline station advertisements. I've never been much of a sci-fi boy myself.
Yeah, like you had strict rules that were actually...
We hiked on various different trails talking about our own story ideas, the characters, the themes, and production. But beyond that, we even just talked about cinema in general.
And maybe Saoirse Ronan?
Saoirse Ronan, yeah. She's really good. Who would I want to work with?
You're sticking your nose in places you really shouldn't.
You know, he's telling.
Yeah, it's a cover. It's just a cover.
I see. So gotcha. Okay, I thought you were saying he actually takes.
Our time on the trail was a good opportunity to clear our minds, think about our ideas, and prepare ourselves with material to spend our night writing when we got back to the Airbnb. All right, come on, this way. That's a good fire.
It's pretty solid. Happy with it.
The moon is huge tonight. The moon is huge tonight.
And now that the new year is here, the preparations are done, it's time to focus on trying to get this story across the finish line. My upcoming short film and debut novel is called The Soothsayer. Now, I don't want to share too much, but I will say it is a surrealist thriller that takes place in a fictional version of 1970s New Orleans. I think you're really gonna love it, and I can't wait to share more throughout the next year. I'll see you in the next one.